The primary flaw of stochastic is that it's been known to produce false signals. And a false signal is when we see a certain structure that we are looking for in stochastic, but the price actually does not follow through, which means that we have a negative trade. Now, this is relevant to pretty much any indicator, any mathematical indicator, and 99% of the indicators are all mathematical. And these effects of stochastic in terms of false signals can happen a lot in the times of volatile markets and powerful trends. Now, if you can remember, then the MACD is good at trendy markets. And this flaw of stochastic is mostly seen in the times of a volatile market. And one way to help with this is to actually watch the price action. So the stuff that you've learned already in terms of the comparing the tops and bottoms of waves and seeing in general what the price is doing as well, not just the stochastic. The same idea as with the MACD. And this is again a reason why I never trade purely with indicators. I use them in a combination with other tools that I'm going to be teaching you in this program as well. However, they are a fantastic beginning for your trading career and for a general understanding of the market movement and how it all works and this profession in general. And once again, when used properly, indicators are extremely helpful. And by the end of this learning program, you'll have no doubts about that. Now, as I've mentioned before, about 30% of reasoning of almost every trade that I have, I base on indicators, but only 30%. Jumping a little bit ahead, there is one more fact about indicators that I want you to know right now. After completing chapter 6, you will know pretty much everything there is to know in terms of indicator trading and how to use them correctly and how to trade profitably with indicators. And I have been asked many times if it is possible to trade just with indicators. And quite honestly, I'm not really sure why people keep asking me this. Maybe it's because they don't really want to spend more time learning other stuff. I'm not sure, but I have to address this question right now. And the answer is practically yes. You can trade just with indicators. And I know before you scream at me, I've said before that indicators are not enough, but let me explain. That's why I said practically. As we've learned before, when do indicators work the best? In a trendy market, when the market is moving many points per day, the price movement range is quite substantial and the structures are nice and the turns of trends are clear and visible. This is the time when indicator works the best. And in these kinds of conditions, the indicator will produce fantastic results and immense financial returns. There is no doubt about that. And the market can be trendy and powerful for quite a long time. It can be powerful for 1 day, 2 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, 6 months. Okay, well, 6 months maybe is a little bit of an exaggeration, but you know what I mean. The market can be quite nice for a long time. So therefore, the indicator can potentially produce really nice results over some time. However, if the market was trendy and nice for 1 month, does it mean that it's going to be trendy and nice the next month? Of course not. It can stop being trendy at any point. And this is the point when you're going to need to be switching to other tools and to filter out the signals of these indicators and so on and so forth. And if you do not know any other trading approach besides indicators, you're going to suffer in a slow market. Here is a true story. One of my students whom I taught quite a few years back, he fell in love with indicators. And I was teaching him almost in the same way I'm teaching you. So the first actual trading systems were indicator trading systems, and he fell in love with indicators and he did not want to continue learning anything else. And he started trading money quite soon after the education with me. And despite my recommendations, his starting deposit was 200,000. And I never recommend to start with this much money. But he is a wealthy guy and he thought nothing of it. So he decided to trade with 200,000 right in the very beginning. So, okay, well, so he did. I was astonished to hear that in 3 months of his hardcore money trading, his depot was at 643,000 and change. That means that he made around 450,000 of profit in 3 months of time. This kind of a result is unbelievable. It's ridiculous. Even me as a professional trader, and I am actually teaching people how to trade, even for me this kind of a result is insane. In 3 months, for 450, yeah, even for me, that's quite tough. And I almost did not believe what I've heard from him. But then, in the second half of his story, it all fell into place. In the next 3 months, after he actually made this ridiculous income, he lost 395,000. So his deposit reduced pretty much to the same level, almost, from which he had started initially, his 200,000. And this is a true story, and he was trading just indicators. And by the end of this phone conversation, he actually asked me to teach him the rest of my strategy, which is like 70% of it. So how did this happen? The explanation is quite simple. He got very, very lucky. Now, once again, he is a wealthy guy, so he did not really care that much about money. So his psychology for trading was fantastic. He did not care to lose. He did not care to make any money. And he was just interested in it. Just like, I don't know, somebody's interested in casino maybe, or I don't know, playing tennis or driving a car. And he just really wanted to learn how to trade and make money while at it. And so his psychology, once again, it was fantastic. Plus his deposit was very large, 200,000. And from each trade, even with smallest income, the amount of money that he was able to pull off from each trade was substantial. And so when he started trading, he got quite lucky. For about 3 months, the market was trendy. It was nice, the structures were great, the turns were visible. And to be honest, and as I said before, in these kinds of market conditions, you do not need much else. Indicators will be good enough to make you insane money. Yeah, I mean, by insane money, I mean, forget about the numbers in dollars or euro. I mean the yearly income percentages. As you can see, in 3 months, he more than tripled his deposit. And this is indicator trading when the market conditions are correct. So this is possible, and it is true. However, in the next 3 months, the market went into a depression mode. It was 90% of the days were slow, hectic, the structures were not as nice. And him, as a beginner, he did not know what to do in this kind of a situation. And especially when he was just making money for 3 months and he made almost $500,000. And now suddenly he's making 1 negative trade, 2 negative trades, 3 negative trades, 5 negative trades, and he said that one of his days he had 10 negative trades, which of course he disregarded many rules that I taught him besides the indicator rules. But he felt so important and so good at trading that he just couldn't stop trading, and he kept trading with the same amount of trades per day as he was when the market was nice and the trades were working. So yeah, and that in turn led to losing pretty much everything that he had made over the course of 3 lucky months. So this is the reason why I always say that a few months in trading, it does not mean much. If you were successful and were making profits for a week or 2 or 3 or maybe 1 or 2 months, it means nothing. If you were able to make constant profits over the course of, let's say, 5 years, yeah, I'd say that you have a good system there, but not a few months. Because the market, and we will talk about all of this in many other lessons later on in this program, the market keeps changing, and it depends really on the market structure, on a bigger picture, let's say in a daily chart. If there are some huge levels that the price is squeezed in between, then we might have those nice and powerful days when the price is bouncing back and forth in between the levels and the moves are clear, nice and beautiful, and then the indicators work nicely. But then there are those cases which my friend and my student endured, is when the market moves above a certain level and that does not really know what to do, and it can stand in that zone for a few months. Or somebody could be gathering a position, and the general daily or weekly picture of the market is in a side move. And this is when the trading becomes a lot more difficult and complicated, and indicators are not sufficient. And this student of mine found out the hard way. Please note, I'm not saying that the indicators are garbage. All I'm saying is that they are not enough. For us to be able to trade both trendy markets, hectic markets, and any kind of a market, we need many more tools than just indicators. But in a correct combination, indicators, as I've said many times before, are extremely useful. So why am I telling you all of this? Well, first is to set your expectations straight. It takes time to learn how to trade any type of market. Not just one or two that you will later have to guess if right now is the correct moment to use your limited knowledge. No. You will be able to trade absolutely any kind of market. I will teach you to make constant profits on a daily, weekly, monthly, and yearly basis. But this takes time. All right, enough of smart talk. Enjoy your test, enjoy your homework, and I'll see you in the next lesson.